Hello, I'm Bryn Smith. I use she, her pronouns, and I work in the Office of International Programs and Services at the Evergreen State College. This video will provide a brief overview of getting started with the study abroad process. So first, you can contact me in the study abroad office by emailing studyabroad@evergreen.edu or emailing me directly at bryn.smith@evergreen.edu. Email is the most direct way, but you can also call me in my office at 360-867-6421. And my office is on the Olympia campus in Seminar 2 building E3102. So for this next slide, it is an overview of the entire study abroad process. So first, you will learn about programs and options available to you. Then you'll reflect on what you need and want from your study abroad experience. As you're narrowing it down, really understand the cost and how that will compare with your regular cost of attendance. Next, you'll take the step to apply for the program. And depending on the type, this may include a couple of applications. Once you've been approved, you will prepare for your specific experience abroad. And finally, you will study abroad. And after that, you will return and reflect on your experience. And I will say all of these steps are very important to the process. All right. There are 4 ways a student can study abroad at Evergreen. The first and most common way is through Evergreen faculty-led academic programs. These are regular Evergreen courses or programs, but they have a study abroad component built in. It could be a year-long program with a culminating experience in the spring term, or it could be a standalone quarter. Programs can be as short as 3 weeks up to an entire quarter abroad. It really just depends on the program. This can be a great way, doing the faculty-led can be a great way to go, as you'll be with a faculty member that you know and also with a cohort of Evergreen students that you've likely gotten to know pretty well by this point. Then we also offer exchange programs. And through this route, Evergreen students can apply to study for a semester or an academic year at one of our partner universities. At the time of this recording, we have partnerships in Germany, China, Japan, and Denmark. The reason it's called exchange is because students from our partner universities can also apply and attend Evergreen for up to a year before returning to their home university. So the third type, consortium programs, offers the most variety. These are programs with organizations that Evergreen has partnerships with. There are programs in over 200 locations with many different thematic topics, different durations, and different price points. So we'll talk more about the price on the next slide. And then the last option is study abroad ILC or INT, and that's individual study at Evergreen. This type allows you to create your own program with the help of a faculty sponsor at Evergreen. You develop your plan, your learning objectives, and activities to meet those objectives. This also offers a lot of variety and is incredibly independent. All right, so now for the number one question and concern that I get about study abroad. How much does it cost? So for faculty-led programs, you will continue paying your regular Evergreen tuition, plus there's a program fee. And there's also a $400 administrative fee. For exchange programs, students continue paying their regular Evergreen tuition, but they aren't charged tuition by the host institution. Students are also charged a $100 study abroad fee. For consortium programs, this is the only type of study abroad where students don't pay Evergreen tuition during their term abroad. Instead, they pay the program provider's fees, plus Evergreen charges a $425 consortium enrollment fee. It's $225 for summer programs. And then lastly, your individual study is kind of like exchange in that you continue paying your regular Evergreen tuition, but there's also a $100 study abroad fee. So for all of these programs, you also want to factor in expenses not covered by tuition or by the program fee. And this varies widely by the specific program. So my number one piece of advice when you're thinking about the cost is to sit down and create a personal budget for yourself based on the program cost information. And I'm happy to sit down with you and create it alongside you. Okay, so now for a few important guidelines. Students must be in good academic standing, which is considered having earned 75% of credits attempted. Students can't have significant disciplinary history to study abroad. Students can't study abroad in their first quarter at Evergreen. You have to have completed at least one quarter before you set off. However, transfer students can make a petition for an exception. Evergreen has a general policy stating that you can take a maximum of 48 credits through individual study. So that's ILC, INT. And that includes study abroad ILCs and INTs. And then lastly, consortium study abroad is limited to one academic year, so up to 48 credits total. So similar to the contract process. Okay, so there's a separate video about funding your experience, but I do want to point out that your financial aid remains uninterrupted at Evergreen on any type of study abroad experience that's talked about in this video. There are scholarships out there specifically for students planning to study abroad. And my main tip for scholarships is to search and apply early. Many students wait too long, and by the time they've decided that they want to study abroad, scholarship application deadlines have passed. Okay, so now we are going to pivot to our website, which you can, so that we can search for programs. There's a couple of places where you can find program information. So I recommend starting on the Evergreen Study Abroad website. It's evergreen.edu/study abroad. And from here, you're going to click on, oh, sorry, let me go back. You're going to click on Explore Programs. And Evergreen faculty-led programs are going to be right here at the top. You can also search in the course catalog. So if you go to evergreen.edu/catalog and you click on the year that you're looking at, you want to go to filter catalog and then select the terms. You're going to scoot down to the bottom where it says advanced opportunities, select the study abroad box, and then click apply. So then you can see the programs, the faculty-led programs, but also just general information about non-faculty-led programs. All right. So if we head back to the website, you can also find a curated list of programs by path, by Evergreen path. So this is not all encompassing of what you can do, but it's just can be a really great starting point, especially because there are a lot of program options, and so it can feel a bit overwhelming. So you can look what path you're associated with and check out what's recommended. Okay, so the last way you can search for programs is through the Evergreen Study Abroad portal, which if you head back up on the Explorer page and you go down to this link, Explore All Study Abroad Opportunities, you will make your way to our Study Abroad portal. And here you can search by type, by location, subject area, term, and then this is also where you're going to apply for programs. So let's say I've decided that I want to study abroad or I want to apply to the Evergreen Exchange at Roskilde University in Denmark. I can learn more by clicking on the page. So you can learn about the program overview. And then if you go to term information, you can see what the dates are, what the application deadline is. And if it's still open, then you should be able to click on Apply Now. You can also click on Apply Now up in the right-hand corner. So except for consortium programs, all the deadlines will be listed in the Study Abroad portal for the specific program. Because consortium programs are run by organizations outside of Evergreen, it's important that you go directly to the study abroad organization's website to verify their deadline. It will likely be different from the one listed on Evergreen Study Abroad portal. So if you ever have questions about deadlines, please come talk with me. It's possible that you can get an extension if you've missed the deadline for Evergreen, but it's not always guaranteed. All right, so we'll head back to our PowerPoint to finish off the discussion. Okay, so just a few pro tips before we end today. First pro tip, begin searching early. It's never too early to begin the search process. Next, deadlines may be earlier than you think. You know, study abroad takes a lot of planning, and so deadlines are going to be earlier than regular registration for Evergreen courses or programs. Scholarship deadlines are typically earlier than program application deadlines. I recommend 6 to 12 months in advance is an ideal time to begin the process. Like I said, it's never too early to start searching though, but it can be too late. So 6 to 12 months is sort of the sweet spot that I've identified. Next, think about how you want to maximize your time at Evergreen before and after your international experience. So think about what experiences and classes you want to take before you go and what you might want to do after you return. Lastly, come in for advising. It's like I say, it's never too early. All right, so that is all I have for you. I hope this video has provided an introduction to Evergreen Study Abroad, and remember that I am here when you have questions. Thank you.